is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome back to my top 5 most anticipated Nintendo Switch exclusives for 2017. We are coming down to the nitty-gritty. We are in the middle of the pack, and yes, it is time to talk about Fire Emblem Warriors on the Nintendo Switch. Now, this game is also coming to the new Nintendo 3DS as well, similar to my last game, which I talked about, which was Runner 3. It is coming to multiple systems, but it is a console exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. So Fire Emblem Warriors, what is there not to say about this game? So far, we've seen some footage. Not everyone is super high up on it. A lot of people are calling it generic, but that's okay. I am a massive Fire Emblem fan, a huge Fire Emblem fan. As a matter of fact, I've put well over 150 hours, or no, over 100 hours into Fire Emblem Awakening. I put more than that into Fire Emblem Fates, and I'm going to definitely put 100 hours into Fire Emblem Echoes. I know I'm around 40 hours or so in that game, and I'm nowhere even near like done to beating that. So yes, huge Fire Emblem fan, looking forward to this one. So what do we know about the game? What got me really like hyped for it? Well, Fire Emblem Awakening, that is my favorite Fire Emblem game of all time, and it's going to have a nice representation. Now, what we do know, we saw Frederick, we saw Lissa, we saw male Robin as well, and we saw Lucina that was confirmed from the Japanese Expo trailer. So that got me really hyped. I saw Lissa wielding a huge axe, and I was like, yo, shoutouts. Like, I wonder what's going to happen with the Master Seal, but what makes this game fun to me, because I'm not a huge Warriors type of game, you know, like I don't really necessarily like big on that franchise as far as the Omega Force games. I don't play the Dynasty Warriors games at all. I played Hyrule Warriors because I thought it looked cool. And I think that's the biggest thing with these games. If you take a franchise and then you take a style of gameplay, maybe you're not as big on the style of gameplay, but you take that franchise and you infuse it, and then you add in really cool elements from that franchise, that can make the game more appealing. And I think that's what happened with Hyrule Warriors, which was one of the most successful, if not the most successful, Dynasty Warriors style of game. And then now you're taking that and you're putting it with Fire Emblem, a franchise, Fire Emblem, which I actually like more than Legend of Zelda, with the exception of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That is my favorite, or one of my favorite games of all time, definitely right up there with Chrono Trigger. But all the other Zeldas, I like the Fire Emblem games more than the other Zeldas. They're taking one of my favorite franchises, my top 3 franchises as far as Nintendo goes, and they're putting that with the Warrior style. Heck yeah, it's just a natural like fit. And I remember even back when Hyrule Warriors was announced, I was like, man, what if they did Fire Emblem? That would be pretty cool, because Fire Emblem has way more characters, Fire Emblem has way more weapons, there's just way more stuff with the lore of Fire Emblem, and they're not even going into all of the different games here. All we're getting for the most part as far as what they've announced is that we're getting characters from Fire Emblem Fates, we're getting characters from Fire Emblem Awakening, and we're getting characters from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, or the first Fire Emblem game. But they showed off more of the non-like sword characters. Obviously, Frederick, my lord, saving my lord Chrom, he wields, you know, the javelin, the spears, and all that. So that's really cool that you can have him in the game. He's going to be on horseback, kind of like Xander as well. Plus, they have Lissa. She's wielding an axe in that one. Ooh, cannot wait to see what's going to happen when you match her. So I know I said that, but I just really want to know what happens with her. And then they're also going to have Lucina. Obviously, she is a sword wielder. But then you also have Robin, and he uses a lot of magic. Obviously, he can use a sword as well, but he uses magic. That's his main thing, what makes Robin so cool in his book. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that, because they did say, as far as the producers, there's going to be a lot more characters in there. We haven't revealed anything at this point, and I'm looking forward to this. The gameplay that we've seen so far, it's definitely not finished. You can tell that they need to polish it a bit. There's been some tests and everything, and some people are saying, oh, well, they need to do this and this. Don't worry, guys, it's going to be polished up. I think it's going to run great. They've actually upped the resolution. You can see that there's more characters on screen as well than Hyrule Warriors. It's running, I think, at a dynamic resolution between 1080p and 900p, something like that, which is better than Hyrule Warriors. I think that was 720p on the Wii U. And then not only that, but I think that was 720p, and it wasn't even really a consistent 30 frames per second. It dipped below a lot of times in this one. They've upped the resolution. I'm thinking that it's going to be more solid. And overall, so far, even in its early build, because the demo builds they have at E3 are definitely not finished. They're like months and months before. So they're going to polish it out. I think it's going to run solid, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, some of the exclusive stuff in the game that is going to be really exciting is like the Fire Emblem stuff. For example, like I said, you can use Master Seals to promote your characters. There's modes in the game to where you can fight, and if your character dies, they're gone for good. So there's like a hardcore mode, just like Fire Emblem. Not only that, but there's also a stadium mode or a Coliseum mode to where you can go and you have to fight through, I think, like 6 Fire Emblem heroes in the game before you move on to the next thing, and they get increasingly harder and harder, so I like that as well. Now, one of the strategic things that they're adding to the game is the fact that you can actually tell your units, like right there, you can tell your units where to go on the map. So if you need to take like a base, you can say, hey, Crom, go over here, and you can have them defend that place or raid that place. So that's actually really cool. Similar to how you're putting someone on a Fire Emblem like grid map. So I really, really like that. And also another big thing is that you can pair units together in order to build relationships. There's not going to be any type of marriage or kids or anything like that, but you can pair them, and there will be benefits to pairing people up between combo attacks and potentially even learning new attacks as well. So I'm super hyped for all of that. A lot of great stuff, a lot of great little touches for all the Fire Emblem fans out there. And like I said, it just looks more natural. It looks just more natural seeing Fire Emblem characters paired up there, having the pairings together, being able to strategically put your characters where you want to, how the level up screen works, because it's different from Hyrule Warriors. You level up right there. You don't have to wait or anything like that. You can level up, you can see your points as far as which ones where they go into, just like Fire Emblem. So to me, this is already better than Hyrule Warriors, in just my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about Fire Emblem Warriors in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered in to win some awesome prizes in addition to $10 prized eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. Discord voice chat for all of our live streams as well. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. It lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Plus, check out my last videos that we did as far as the top 5 goes, and we're going to have 2 more. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Like I said here, we'll have number 2 and number 1 in the next few days, guys. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace.